where the stories grow. Laid back wisdom, smooth as Sunday brunch. A life authority hits you with the punch. Lil Joe's mind a maze of gold. From jokes to truth, stories untold. Pull up a chair, let the convo roll. It's the mind of Lil Joe, feeding your soul. Talking about the world from the wild to the mild. Every topic on the table, thoughts free and wild. Chill like a summer breeze, groove so divine. From the cosmos to the corner, all intertwined. Retro funk with a lo-fi swing. Chill rap waves, let the podcast sing. Wisdom laced in humor, truths in disguise. Lil Joe dropping gems, open up your eyes. From late night laughs to early morning rants. Philosophies dance while the rhythm enchants. Relax, kick back, it's the vibe we sow. Straight from the mind of Lil Joe, let's go. Lil Joe's mind a maze of gold. From jokes to truth, stories untold. Pull up a chair, let the convo roll. It's the mind of Lil Joe, feeding your soul. Lil Joe's mind a maze of gold. From jokes to truth, stories untold. Pull up a chair, let the convo roll. It's the mind of Lil Joe, feeding your soul.
What happens when your story is too small for the big networks? When your message matters, but you can't afford the spotlight. That's where Purpose-Inspired TV steps in. We're the bridge between the haves and have-nots, covering the events and voices others ignore. Available on Roku and Fire TV, we make professional streaming affordable for everyone. Your purpose deserves a platform. Join Purpose-Inspired TV.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Yes, yes, yes. I know. Some people say it's been a long time. I know. Did I fell off? You say fell off the bike? I fell off. December 31st. I was like, yeah, and I had a good show the end of 31st, and I've been running those clips about the things that you need to leave in 2026, and I end up leaving the whole show back there. So I am back. I apologize. What is this? 20 days. It's been 20 days, 20, 21 days since I've been here. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm here. Sometimes you got to push and encourage yourself. And I apologize. Some people, I had some, well, I was supposed to be scheduling some interviews, and I haven't put them on the books yet. And I got some other people that's wanting to be on the show with me. Hadn't got that down yet. Um, I don't know, but either way, I'm back. I'm gonna push for it. Some of y'all, if you don't go live, or if you don't go live on a regular basis, it drains you. It can pull on you. I believe a lot of people who have a team that help people keep going and keep uplifting them. So I ask you, pray for me. Give me the strength to keep on moving forward. And then sometimes over these 20 days, it's so many different subjects, so many different things going on. And some of the stuff can get to you. So I've been doing a lot of responding to some a lot of comments that people make. Looks a lot of things where people look like they don't know what they're talking about. So and then like I could watch a video and it's like, oh man, that's good or that's bad, and I just jump in and read a couple of the comments, and you can see where a lot of comments start to go turn in the wrong direction. Sometimes they miss the point on the person's video. somebody was trying to teach something and it just goes wrong, or they miss the point. So sometimes I have to jump in, put my 2 cents in, and try to educate. So I'm going to say, why? Why do you do that? If there's 100 people get ready to go off the cliff, and you know that's a cliff right there, are you just not going to say anything and let them know maybe you can at least try to save one that's about to go off the cliff? I'm not talking about the type of people who like start arguments. I mean, you could tell sometimes people miss the point, and then other people jump in with different comments, and they start guiding all the other comments, and I see that. So I usually jump in, and try to veer it back on the right track and give a learning process, a learning point. So that's some of the stuff I was did today. But anyway, we just celebrate as a country. I guess as long as it's legal, maybe at the rate things going now, it may not be legal next year, but we just celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday yesterday, and I still see so much division there. I saw one of my old classmates posted a picture of "Happy Birthday, General Lee." So that's probably the thumbnail I put up there. I used that thumbnail. The difference between General Lee and Martin Luther King. You know what I put? Martin Luther King was fighting for everybody, and I think some people, especially some white people, are taught or believe that Martin Luther King was trying to do something bad, and he was some people. I'm gonna say it, Kurt. People like that were saying that, hey, Martin Luther King was a bad person and just trying to give black people stuff for nothing that they didn't work for. No, that's 100% not true. But they say it. And when they say it, people believe it. So that's where people with the truth need to take your time and come in and respond with the truth. So he was for all people. And General Lee, he, he's like the face of the Confederacy. He was the face of keeping slavery legal. So much so that they decided to split the country and decided to have a civil war. Yeah, it was more things involved. It was a whole lot more other than slavery, but slavery was one of the main things. And yes, I know some smarty pants gonna be in the chats. Yes, when the Civil War was over, the Emancipation Proclamation. Actually, that group had a good service on New Year's Day. They have a service. That's when. Sorry for changing real quick, but a lot of people, African Americans, celebrate the Emancipation Proclamation on New Year's Day. We don't really do that now, but there are still different organizations around the country that does. And that was one that I worked with. I videotaped and took pictures at their yearly event here in Jacksonville. Great organization. If you like to join, yes, you can join the uh, Frederick. Let me see if I can get the name right. I messed it up. It's a long name. It's not Frederick. It's Lincoln Douglas Emancipation Proclamation Incorporation. You know what? Guess what? The booklet is, where was it? I know I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do for TV. I am breaking all the rules. But I wanted to show y'all. I am breaking all the rules. Where's the book? Okay. Here it is. Here it is. Since I can't remember the name of it, here it is. Lincoln, the Lincoln Douglas Memorial Emancipation Proclamation Association Incorporated. Their 163rd proclamation celebration. So I was there. So that was a great service. And look, check it. I took some of our company. We took some of the pictures of the program. So that was Dr. Allen. He got an award. Um, Tracy Davis. that's Senator Tracy Davis. Supposed to be trying to get in contact with each other so we can do some work together. Miss Dawn Lopez, that was from the TV channel. But well, one of the things I wanted to check us out right there, right here. Shout out to the Elks Lodge. Work with them. All right, last one. Check us out. Oh, we're in the program. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I got sidetracked. I just want to talk. Yeah. So that organization, like I said, people of color used to celebrate the emancipate. Well, I have a hard time saying that. Emancipation Proclamation. They usually celebrate it on New Year's Day. So there's a good time to celebrate your freedom. But I guess a lot of us were starting to celebrate the 4th of July, but we wasn't free on the 4th of July. But then Juneteenth, still a lot of Americans didn't know about them being free on Juneteenth. But we can celebrate January the 1st. That's a good time to celebrate freedoms. Okay, so I digress. So what I was saying. So Martin Luther King was looking for civil rights for all people, not just people of color, all people. Um, General Lee wanted to fight and kill thousands and millions of people to be able to keep slavery. So that's a big difference. But if you feel led, especially as a Christian, you feel led that you should celebrate uh, General Lee, go right ahead. We in America. I don't hate you for it. It's funny, but so we don't. Uh, okay, that's your cup of tea. But then you get mad and want to talk bad about Martin Luther King. I say you. I hate saying that you. Some people, even people of color. Oh, he cheated on his wife and he used to smoke. And I think somebody heard him cussing one time. And this guy, he gave his life trying to fight for civil rights, equal rights. And again, I say it was for all people. So like right now, people are trying to say reverse racism is no such thing. But if you have some discrimination, yes, it's no such thing. The only way you can have racism is the particular race. Racism is attached to power and the system. Racism is a system that's built to oppress a particular race. So a person of color doing something mean to a white person, that's not racism. That's a black person doing something against a white person. And if it does something to like keep that white person from getting a job or something like that, yeah, there's laws from the civil rights movement to give those white people they could file a charge for discrimination. It's not reverse racism. It's just not possible here in the United States unless somehow some miracle that everything flips. But when the particular power, particular race is in power, and they make laws, they make rules, and make regulations, and they have their race in charge, and they oppress the other race, that's basically the only way you have racism. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably come up with some other, but that's it. That's it's the backbone of it is the system. What kind of system? So our system of government was based on race, and racism goes all the way back to Bacon's Rebellion. Before Bacon's Rebellion, our country was not built on a race system, but they had to figure out a way to separate people. They didn't want all the working people and the poor people to team up and overpower the rich people who was the real problem. So they decided to invent two races. They invented the black race and invented the white race and gave one race, the white race, if that's not even a race, but gave the white race more power and more authority. They were able to buy property. They were able to bear arms. They were able to have guns to protect their family. They were able to get jobs. And they took those things away from people of color. So that was the beginning and the foundation of racism in the country, and that has still never ended. They chipped away at a couple of things, but it's never ended in this country. And that's where the civil rights movement came in to try to chip away and make things equal. But as you see, our present government now is doing everything it can in its power to put those restraints back in place. And then they want to give even, the white people had all this power before. So you got the black people and you got the white people up here. And then the equal rights was trying its best. White still was up there, but they trying to bring it down. And now Trump is like, okay, whatever rights that y'all was getting, let's chop them away. Voting rights, let's chop them away. You know, the long, it's several things, just chopping away the health care, chopping away. And now they want to, he's going to work on different situations like the department that used to investigate these situations. They're not investigating what black people complain about. They're using their resources to investigate what white people are complaining about. So now he's trying to lift them back up, trying to make it great for them again, and trying to tear it down from here. So that's what's happening. So it was like this when the Bacon's Rebellion, they invented the two races. The civil rights movement goal was not to bring them down, is to bring the people of color and other races. It wasn't even just the black people, but to bring the other races up to make it equal. And the white, they got mad and angry. They're still mad and angry. The school, they don't want the black kids in the school. They don't want black kids, people living in your neighborhood. They don't want the black people having the jobs. They had all this extra privilege. And even you heard Trump say to him, maybe the civil rights. I even heard Charlie Kirk said um, that the civil rights movement was bad or bad for white people. It was bad for them. Yeah, I guess if you got a big gigantic head start, you got this act. They say ain't no white privilege. Uh, you can be just as poor as you want to be white, but you still got white privilege. You got the privilege of not being followed around for just skin color. You got the privilege of being able to go just about anywhere in the country. Some places I don't recommend, but you can go just about anywhere in the country. People don't look at you. You're crazy. You don't have no sundown towns for white people. It's a lot of things like that. So anyway, um, uh, so so a lot of people are upset that the people of color and brown people and Asian people, Native Americans are coming up. They don't want that. They want that extra lead. So they got their king in the White House. So that king sees that and understands that, but he sees looking at things through a different lens. He know he have to throw these people a bone and make them sound like he's on their side, but in reality, he's on the ultra rich side. They don't care about these working people either. So we can get these people out the way. Well, first of all, let's get them fighting. Let's get these sides fighting, and then let's get rid of the brown people, and start. If we can't take control of the black people, let's figure out a way to get them out of the country. And now, when we need people in the fields, we need people in the warehouses. We got these poor white people that's left. So we can have they call them the white nationalists and Christian nationalists. They say the only Americans are white people. So that's what they want. They want all ultra rich and the regular working white. So they get these white people to work and have everybody white and happy working in the fields. We still continue to get super rich. They get to work their fingers to the bone. Okay, but long as everybody's white, everybody should be happy. Long as no, but when you got nobody to hate on, you can start hating on each other. So you can go back to the other countries. Some countries in Africa, you're like everybody the same color. They still figure out a way to hate a person because, but not just the color. It's basically where they come from. So if you got a country full of white people, they did it before. You know that the Catholics and the Protestants, they was white. They figured out a way about the wars that went on, the battles in England and uh, uh, northern England. What I'm trying to think of the Protestants and the Catholics battles, blowing up buildings, just killing each other over their religion. And then you got the particular Italians and the French and all them. They all, as far as I'm concerned, they look alike, but they fight each other. So they could figure out another. It's always the enemy always can come in and give a way to have a fight system. Anyway, let me reel it back in. It's not even what I was planning on talking about, but like I said, we did celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday. Um, but America is still so divided on it. I don't understand. Um, so a lot of people quote him, but ignore what challenges he brought forth for all Americans. Uh, he talked about justice and equality and different poverty. But like I said, some people, if you not living in poverty, and somebody is living in poverty, it's bad. It's not a heart of God. They rather that person stay in poverty so they can stay comfortable where they are, and that person in poverty they can stay where they are, and that's the way they want to keep it. And now when that person trying to get out of poverty and try to make things better, they don't like that. They don't like that. They don't want them to have to compete with somebody else when it's already easy for them to get. So they don't want anybody else to come in and have to compete with them. Um, so a lot of people love MLK symbol, but not a lot of things that he represents. A lot of the things that you really had to think and put in the work to make some changes. Um, Let me swing this over here. Sorry. Okay. Politics, the political division equals money plus power. Yes, that's the truth. Like, um, media was having a field day filming and all those different protests and everything. And it's funny, they protest. That's what we have rights to protest. Um, Martin Luther King was one that wanted to non-violence protest. So we had a sit-ins uh, doing nothing but sitting or standing, and then the authorities are told to attack the protesters. And now the cameras are rolling of the protesters getting attacked, and so now it's a protest, a big old riot when the innocent people are getting beat down, but then they're at the same time they're the one called the bad guys. But yeah, regular people being involved. A lot of people up top making all the decisions, and then the working people had to suffer the decisions that they made. For people who are not, they don't have the boots on the ground. They don't know what's going on really. Um, so let's go. Let's see. Race is used, but class is the battlefield. Race is used, but class is the battlefield. Poor and working class people share the same struggles. Can I say that again for the people in the back? Poor, poor and working class people share the same struggles, regardless of your color. Your color has nothing to do with black people, Asian people, any. I need to start naming all the different ethnic groups and racial groups in America. You poor, you end up with the same struggles. But like I said, there is still some advantage with being white. So that's just the way this country is. Um, Different skin, same bills. They have the same issues unless you make it to the ultra rich class. Um, so division keeps unity from forming. So again, goes back to Bacon's Rebellion. We cannot have the working or the poor, working poor. We cannot have all these different races united. We got to keep them divided. So one way in America now to keep them divided is through the right and left, Democrat, Republican, and some people own it. I'm a Republican. That's me. I'm gonna be a Republican till the day I die. it should be it should be just a choice when you go to the voting ballot. When you go, you should be this way. I feel independent. I'm a free man. I'm free. I get to walk around free with no title. And then when I walk into the ballot, I'm free to choose whatever I want to choose. And I'm free when I walk out. But there's a lot of Republicans and Democrats, they are not free. They are in bondage to their party. They have to do what the party say or wait to the leader, what their earthly God tells them to do. They're not free. They don't have a free will. Um, but I'm free when I go and vote. Um, so the real threat isn't race, it's unity. So unity is the threat to the rich. So the only way to keep the unity patted down is to cause the races to fight. And that's where I come in trying to combat that. When whites and blacks get bad information about black people of color, I really hate being called black because clearly I don't see black. I know y'all see how they mess with our brains, our minds, and saying black, so everybody say this is black. And some kids be like, that don't look black, it looks brown to me. You're right, kid. You are absolutely right, kid. It is not black, it's brown. I call it cocoa. For me, some have vanilla or white chocolate, dark chocolate, extremely dark chocolate, all different shades of chocolate. Um, and then there the vanilla. Well, vanilla, it's not, they say yellow. But I understand, but it's still goofy that they have brainwashed millions upon millions of people to see black when they see a brown person. That's brainwashing. That's 100% brainwashing to get millions upon millions of people for years and years all over the world to call this color that you clearly see. My hair is black, my face is brown, but we have reduced to just saying black because there's so many negative things come with black. The bad guys on TV used to always wear black. The good guys, white. Black is associated with dirty. White is associated with clean. On and on and on. It's all stuck in your brain, deep down in there. So all this black stuff, all the negative things that come with black, they associated that with the brown skin color, but we call it black. It's not black. Okay. I think we should be smart enough to be able to to change that. But it's not really many people have the energy to fight to do that. But anyway, okay. History. The civil rights era backlash. Why is it a backlash? Does why is the civil rights movement under attack now? It's progressive. There are some people and parties and people are against any kind of progress, so they resist it. Because so one party is called a progressive party. So people constantly talking about well, the Democrats, that's where the Klan was formed, and that's where the racist stuff, and they was pro-slavery and all that. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. But there was a switch, and people are going to get up here and say that there was not a switch. There was a switch. The switch is still here, and you can still see the switch. Uh, so the Republican Party was for freeing the slaves in a way, somewhat, but not all the way. Um, the the Democrats end up some of them become the Dixiecrats. They were not for freeing the slaves. So one of the parties was progressive, and the other one is it degressive? I guess degressive. So the Democratic Party was progressive, especially during around the civil rights movement. They decided to start changing and decided to start helping give people of color and other races different civil rights. And the Dixiecrats, they won't have it. They didn't want it. They didn't want that to happen. So the Dixiecrats split from the Democrats. But a lot of them, they stayed in power. They stayed in power, but they gave Democrats hell while still being Democrats. But then around the 70s and 80s, the Republican Party was changing the other way. And so they wanted to start winning some elections. So how you win an election, we got to go ahead and get some of these disgruntled racist Dixiecrats to be on our side. So they told the Dixiecrats what they wanted to hear, what they wanted to do against people of color and taking rights away and different things like that. The Dixiecrats loved it, so the Dixiecrats left and became Republicans. So there's one of the big switch. The the Democrats was gradually changing. That's what they call progressive, but the Democrats did not want to change. So then the Republicans changed in another direction and took on welcome the Democrats. So that's when the Confederate flag changed hosts. They changed homes. They left the Democratic Party and took their Confederate flag, and they took the Klan, they took the Proud Boys, they took all those people. And probably wasn't invented yet, but they took all the racist parties over to the Republican Party. I'm not saying the Democrat Party is all that clean, so that's another one reason why I'd rather not say I'm a Democrat, but I'm more associated with Democrats than a Republican. I call myself I'm a grape. I'm a grape. There's a lot of conservative things that I agree with the Republican Party, and there's a lot of stuff that I disagree with. And same thing, there's a lot of progressive things that I agree with in the Democrat parties, and there's a lot of progressive things that I do not agree with. You should be able to fit in that category. You shouldn't. I got to give up everything to be in one or the other the party. No, I got problems with both parties. That I can find some. I can find some good in both parties. I can find some evil in both parties, and that's human. I don't think a lot of people out there figure that you could do that. Yes, you can do that. We do that. Um, so what is something that we can do to change or help make the situation that this country's in right now? How can we do to make it better? One of them is stop reacting emotionally. There's a lot of emotions involved. Um, like I said, I think kind of like algorithm. I guess your algorithm shows you what they think you want to see, and my algorithm shows me what they think I want to see. So my algorithm, I see both sides really, but I do see a lot of Republicans, and they call them MAGA, are very emotional when it comes to look like they losing any kind of rights, losing anything because they're programmed that the Democrats are the enemy, the Democrats are evil, Democrats are bad. And they got their preachers up there preaching that. So everything Democrat is bad and evil. They demons. Everything is bad. But everything the Republicans do is good. Everything Trump does is good. No matter what he does, it's good. So Democrat bad, Republican good, like a a monster, a, a, a zoo animal. Democrats bad, Republicans good, MAGA good, Democrats bad. Anything Democrats say is bad. Anything Republicans say is good. And that's how they talk. That's how they believe. So they can bend over backwards to try to justify bad things that the uh, Republican or that side does. Because whatever they do, we got to figure out a way to bend it and make sure it is good. And anything the Democrats do, we got to flip it and make sure it sounds bad. That's a bad situation. So they feel like they need to control the narrative. They need to control everything, control their people, control what they think. And I've heard sometimes where there's been some contradictions, like like the Epstein files. Let's talk about the Epstein files. Uh, a lot of Republicans and MAGA, they're torn. They don't want, thankfully, they don't want or like pedophilia, but they see the president is caught up in it, so they don't know which way to go. Don't know what to do. I even seen a black Republican posting, going live, talking, and they was gonna ask him like, "What do you do? I mean, what you gonna do?" I mean, it's showing that Trump was involved with everything. They're showing all these pictures and videos, all this evidence of Trump doing this thing. What are you gonna do? And Trump didn't. He done gave two different stories about different things. What are you gonna do? I don't know. I just got to wait. Wait for what? I got to wait and see what Trump tells me to do. That's what the guy. That's what this podcaster said. He has to wait and see what Trumps tell him to do. So I can't imagine people being caught up and tied to it, attached to that, because there's a lot going on and some strange stuff going on in Trump's head. It's going on. He's radical. Is it irradical? Irradical? Going all over the place. So now people are trying to follow him and would um, lift them up, but they don't know which way he's going to go, even if you're going to attack them or not. So I don't know how you continue to follow somebody that's swerving all over the road. I'm not gonna. I want a Nobel Peace Prize because I stopped so many wars, but I want to start more wars. I want to go up against all our allies. Anybody that's, I don't know, is any of our allies even left? Our regular allies. So now you talk about that one against all our allies, and he needs to get Greenland to keep Greenland from Russia. But then you take a breath and say, Russia, let's work a plan to make another axis of evil and to be partners. So you acting like you afraid of Russia the one minute, but you want to join forces with them the next, all over the place. So a lot of things that Republicans said they didn't like and didn't agree to, and if Trump is agreeing to it now, what do you do? Because he's all over the place. Um, so we need to continue to educate. We need to use our voices wisely. No need to get into no argument. And like another time, if you think the person is too far gone, if they're too far gone, like Trump said, he said he can stand in front of Fifth Avenue, something like that, and shoot and kill somebody, and his people still going to follow him. They're still going to come up with a reason why it was legal or why that person deserved the bullet. They probably got to figure out a way that was a legal alien. Since that person was a legal alien, they deserved to got shot. Phew. That's not being undocumented is a civil case, not a death penalty. But they've sent people out on the streets to conduct a death penalty. And what's sad, somebody made a post. I think I redid it. I reposted it. Uh, I imagine somewhere right now, could be in multiple locations. There is a little Anne Frank. If y'all know who Anne Frank was, the Diary of Anne Frank. Imagine little Anne Frank all over our United States, hiding in the attics, hiding in the basements, hiding in the woods, hiding from ICE to arrest them and their families and split their families up or cause harm. Because they're not general, they beating people down, tearing people's stuff up, stealing from people, robbing, it's just ugly. So imagine our little Anne Frank right now is hiding, writing in her diary of what happened during the time where ICE was released on the country. So I got a question for y'all. So You know, Florida, they're here a little bit, but you know, Florida has, I think, 1.5 million undocumented people. Texas has more than 2 million undocumented, but they are in cities that's got 100,000, 150,000. So they're not really trying to get those people. If they were, they could go to the states where it's a whole lot easier to catch them. What they're doing is terrorizing, and this is a bad place to live. Yes, they are terrorizing um, the United States citizens and visitors. Um, so um, we need to be able to express our voice or say what's on our mind, teach, especially if you got discernment or something from God. God deposited something. Well, your life is a story, and within your life, there should be some lessons, life lessons. So, give you a little plug. I am conducting a book writing class starting tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. here in Jacksonville. I wasn't going to go live. It's in person, live in person. But if I get a group of people to sign up, yeah, just inbox me. But if I got a group of people that will sign up, I may do a teaching online so they can be part of the training. But after the class, you take the class. I'm sorry, it's a fee. Well, I'm gonna do some training for free, but if you want a book, it's a fee. It's not free to me, so I don't have it like that to cover everything myself. So it's a fee. But with your fee, you'll be walking away with your own book for sale at the end of the 8 week class. One, you can have a whole bunch of knowledge to repeat, rinse and repeat, do it again, rinse, repeat, do it again. You can make multiple books and build up to your big book, the big book with the big bucks. But yeah, after the 8 week class, you can have a book in hand that's ready to be sold. So what I'm planning on doing, what was I planning on doing? What was I going to say? Hmm, I forgot. But yeah, it's a lot. So you plan on having a physical book in hand. I just posted. If you go to my Facebook page, I posted a picture. Um, I got the book, the training for the training, and I actually got a workbook that we're gonna be using for the training, going step by step by step. And at the end, you got a book. You can have ebook. Later on, we're gonna work on audiobooks. Yeah, the money's in the audiobooks. You got lazy people like me that love to listen to them, but you don't take the time to read. So you can pop that joker in there, working out, riding a bicycle, going all over the place, or you don't just listen to it. So that's where it's at, the audiobooks. So if you would like to participate, let us know. Just think about it. It's a God has deposited something in you. This is a new year. I know a lot of people like, what am I doing? Or some people wrote, I want to write a book on their what you call it, their vision board. Here it is. Here's my face. I'm here to help you with that, reach that goal. Uh, Even like one thing I want to do is a different type book, but my mom always wanted to write a book, so she started. It was called. I think I remember the name of it. I know it's like the sharecropper. I think it's the sharecropper's granddaughter. So her granddad was a sharecropper. So those who don't know, the sharecropper is, after the Civil War, after slavery, yeah, the slaves were free in most places. Some places they were not free, but some places they was free. Like in North Carolina, they was free. They were supposed to have been getting land. Well, y'all know the story, 40 acres and a mule. It was authorized by our dear Abraham Lincoln. And so some land was, that's the crazy thing, some land was given. A lot of the plantation owners had to give some of the land up to the former slaves. But when old Mr. Abe Lincoln was assassinated, the next president, he changed it and took it all back. So the people of color never received any compensation. Well, it had to be reparations. It never got compensation um, or reparations. But slave owners did. I forgot how much. What was it? I'm guessing off the top of my head. I might be wrong. I think they got $3,000 per slave from the government. That's a lot of money for these days. They got their land back. They got paid for their slaves, but now they don't have the slave workers. So the catch in the proclamation, Emancipation Proclamation. Well, that's not it. Well, anyway, the law says slavery is still legal in America. What you say? What? Slavery is still legal in America. If you read it, where who was freed, people who are locked up, incarcerated, are no longer free. They are still under the slave system. So now, think about it now. You just lost. Let's say I had a farm. I had a plantation. I had me a good 100 workers there running the machine. They're taking care of the household, cleaning the house, cooking. So I got what they call the house Negroes that's taking care of the house, taking care of the babies, breastfeeding the babies, feeding everybody, taking care of everything inside the house. And then the other ones that's out in the field, help them grow the crops under the heat and the whip, the crackers. The cracker is the cracker's not a cracker. The cracker's that whip. Strike that whip, it cracks. That's the cracker. So they got a well-oiled machine. So you basically imagine a robot. You pay for it one time, but it's better than a robot. Ain't that something? A slave is better than a robot. Why? Because a robot can't have babies. That's what's that word? Slavery was in. Come on, brains. I can say that word. In perpetuity. Okay. The slavery that we had here in America was you're a slave for life. Your children's a slave for life. Children slave for life. It just went on. That word on and on and on. So a lot of people like to bring up all these other countries that had slavery and still do. It wasn't that kind of slavery. Then when they talk about it was slavery in the Bible, it wasn't that kind of slavery. And then even the Bible had a year of Jubilee. After 7 years, everybody that was in bondage, and sometimes it was the bondage was to you so broke. You could be in the situation you so broke, you make yourself a indigent servant for a person, and you work for them. And some people call that slavery, but it was you worked under them. But after 7 years, year Jubilee, it was all you were free to go. In the Bible, it shows the Lord, our Heavenly Father, got angry with Israel because they stopped observing the year of Jubilee. And here in America, we overdue. Over 200 some years, no year of Jubilee. I think this is the year of Jubilee right now. We've never had a year of Jubilee. We're overdue. It's just like they call them a volcano. They're supposed to go through a cycle. We haven't been through ours, and I believe God is upset for us not doing that, not doing people right, not doing right. Okay, so anyway, yeah, get back to this lady. So yeah, back to my story that I just was making up. Slave owner, had 100 slaves. They were all freed. Government paid them $3,000. So that's $30,000 by that $30,000. Um, um, Come on, brain. I tell you, I haven't been live in a long time. So I haven't had to do this much talking in a long time. Um, so anyway, so that now look, they got a nice amount of money. So now, what do? The slaves are gone. What are they? Where are the slaves going to go? A lot of slaves had no place to go. Some had a little bit new, like the people on the Underground Railroad. They got they got help. But if you just being free from slavery and you got nothing, you own nothing, where you going? You're still in bondage. If the government had a system that put you in bondage, they didn't set up any kind of system to help you when you got out of bondage. So some people they did leave and tried to. Some of them, like I said, they made their way. Some who had the knowledge and understanding to be able to travel, and a lot of them they decided they went north, but a lot of them stayed. A lot of them tried to leave and they left their plantation, but then where you gonna get a job? That's the plantations had the job, and they didn't. Them jokers, I've been having my slaves working for me for all these years for nothing, and now I'm gonna pay them a wage. Yeah, right. So that won't happen. So now a lot of these free slaves did not know where to go. So now they're walking, and some of them they're trying to stop and can't, whatever. Now it's loitering. If you done found a spot that's loitering, so they made a law against the law for loitering, stand outside a store, stand outside something against the law. Could the man arrest you? Go to court, guilty, 10 years sentence for just standing around, or you you go down this dirt road trespassing, 10 years for trespassing. Going across the field trespassing. You're hungry and stop and eat an apple from a tree that's stealing, stole somebody's apple. 10 years prison for stealing. Now, that's that. You remember that race, that system I told you about? That's the system. How can a person of color be racist in that system? It's not possible. Had no control. So now they're locked up now. The new prison system. So you see how fast this prison system got filled up by black people? How easy it was to fill it up. So now, since slavery is not uh, illegal for prisoners, so now what they do, it was prison leasing. Y'all remember seeing the chain gang busting up bricks and all these different things out there working. So now the plantation owner can lease 100 slaves again, but this time it's a better deal. The reason why it's a better deal, at first he owned the slaves, so whatever you own, you're responsible for, right? Yeah, they still beat them half to death. They did all sorts of things to the slaves, but now they are leased workers. Leased. What do you do when you lease a car and you don't want it no more? You just trade it in, just take it back. But now, not taking it back, you can beat the people so bad you kill them and just say, "Hey, Mr. Warden, this one died. He tripped and died. I need another one." Okay, send another one out. So no loss. You didn't lose a couple $1,000 when the person died. So whole lot different systems. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I hope y'all teaching your kids the history. I say history, not hate, and that was all the history. Did you know most? I don't say most. A lot of people of color know more about white quote unquote history than white folks, and it's getting worse. But you say why? How you figure that? Because uh, a lot of the books, a lot of history has been been hidden. So a lot of white people they're told what they want to hear, or what their parents want to teach their kids. They are told this story, have this image in their head that they are pure and innocent and victims. So you see those people online all the time. So they are the victims. They're the innocent ones, the black people ones that came over here, started trouble. They're the ones that's out there protesting, and they should stop. Even black people say the same thing. I know Candace Owens. Why did they have to protest? Eventually, slavery would have ended. We'd probably still be in slavery now if the black people and white people didn't. Oops. Um, didn't decide we got to do something, and you have to start. Well, they had to. Well, one protest and what is legal. It is legal to protest, but they're trying to say it's illegal if you don't 100% agree with the president. Anything is illegal. But anyway, we need to keep the conversations going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. We got to let people know the truth. Oh, back to the story. Like I said, a lot of white people are not teaching their kids the 100% truth. They're not teaching them, most definitely not teaching them all the black, Native American, Asian, all these other races, Hispanics. They most definitely not learning their history. And then the white history that's put in the history books are quote unquote whitewashed. So what is whitewashed? That means anything that was dirty, any kind of stain, anything, that any kind of mark that makes them look bad, they want to erase it. And that's what our government is doing right now. They are erasing, especially a lot of African American history, a lot of accomplishments that African Americans has done. They are removing plaques, removing it out of the books, removing it out of the system because they don't want to they don't want that information. But the information is already out, but they want to stop it. So they want in the future, near future, no information will be out about it. So now the people of color are gonna know a whole lot of stuff. They're gonna know a whole lot of stuff what the people of color did. They're gonna know a whole lot about what the whites did. But the whites, all they're gonna know is the good side. If there's one, it's gonna be lopsided. They're gonna be leaning over here, not balance, just one side. We are angels. We only did good. We never did anything bad. We don't know how them bad, mean slaves got here. But we just need to get them out. So they're not going to know all the different things, especially different things that's been going on all around the world. But you got to stay educated, my friend. Get educated. Get into it. Uh, be a part of a solution, not a part of a problem. All right. So thank you for your time. I made it an hour. No kind of rusty, but I made it. All right. Like I said, if you got a chance, I know it's going to be played later. I believe I'm going to have another class. From time to time, I have a social media training class right here. I got stuff everywhere. The social media training class, jumpstart training class. I have AI, basic AI training class, and now writing the ebook class. All right. Okay. Until next time. I got a few more seconds. But yeah, join me if you can. Let me know what you want to learn, what you want to know, and let me know what topics you would like for us to go over. And if you would like to be on the show, it's easy. I love talking with people. Sometimes I don't have somebody, I don't have, it's me. I don't always set up people like I should for the interview, so I have to come here by myself. But I would love to go live with you. All right. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know if you want to be in the show. Again, until next time, Lil Joe out.